My father was a military man, and part of the perks of being a military brat was the opportunity to live all over the country. Mostly the cantonments were located near the city hubs and downtowns, but sometimes my father was posted in rural type areas away from the city life and close to nature. Our mother, along with the four of us, dutifully accompanied our father to wherever his postings took him. For us as children, that was the life that we came to know and love. We grew up surrounded by vegetation and animal life that lived among it. Earthworms crawling in the garage and sometimes even into the living room during the monsoon season was a common occurrence, along with the occasional sightings of snakes, porcupines, and giant lizards. But the one thing I remember the most from my childhood were the chirping birds. I vividly recall hearing the chirping birds first thing in the morning. Tiny sparrows would sit outside my bedroom window and loudly chirp, announcing the start of the day. The bird visits were daily and regular, even on the weekends when I wanted to sleep in. But the chirping would continue until I would finally wake up. Years have gone by, but the tiny, delicate-looking sparrows and their shrill chirps who announce the day's beginning are etched forever in my memory. As a zoologist, I learned that these sparrow birds are classified as Passer domesticus, and their Indian subspecies, Passer domesticus indicus, a common bird belonging to the family Passeridae. It was originally native to Europe but is also found in all parts of Asia. Its cosmopolitan distribution is mostly attributed either to intentional or accidental introduction to various regions of the world by European colonists and explorers. Although house sparrows are found in widely varied habitats and climates, they mostly prefer to live near humans and avoid extensive woodlands and deserts away from the human development. House sparrows are opportunistic eaters, gregarious during all seasons, but they mainly feed on weeds, grains, and insects. House sparrow vocalization is a prominent, short, incessant chirping. It is a very social bird which prefers to live as a flock, feeding and roosting together. Although limited migration occurs, however, most house sparrows do not move more than a few kilometers during their lifetimes. Their nesting sites are varied, but they prefer to live in cavities which are safer than tree branch nesting and protect them against predators, storms, and human interferences. Pairing is usually monogamous, and a typical clutch usually consists of 4 or 5 sub-elliptical eggs. Incubation period is 11 to 14 days. Young house sparrows remain in the nest for 11 to 23 days. During this time, they are fed by both parents. After that, the young birds are normally able to fly. They start feeding themselves partly after 1 or 2 days and sustain themselves completely after 7 to 14 days. After the young birds leave their parents, their mortality rate becomes high. However, it lessens as the birds grow, become experienced, and finally learn to survive. The main threats to house sparrows are predatory birds, cats, squirrels, and humans, along with pathogenic bacteria and parasites. The house sparrow is regarded as a pest, since it consumes agricultural products and spreads disease to humans and other domestic animals. Even bird watchers often hold it in little regard because of its molestation of other birds. The house sparrow has an extremely large range and population and is not seriously threatened by human activities. However, populations have been declining in many parts of the world, especially in Asian countries such as in India, where the decline is quite evident. Various causes for the dramatic decreases in population have been proposed, including predation, shortage of nesting sites, urbanization of human populations, electromagnetic radiations from mobile phones, pesticides, and diseases such as the avian malaria. Conservation is possible by protecting insect habitats on farms, integrated pest management instead of pesticide use, planting of native trees and plants in cities, establishment of green spaces in urban hubs. It is vital to raise awareness of threats against the house sparrow and to raise empathy for this creature on grassroots level by educating small school-going children. Globally, since 2010, the World Sparrow Day is celebrated on 20th of March across the world to promote the conservation of these birds. The house sparrow was declared the state bird of Delhi in 2012. Pakistan also needs to take such positive motivational steps for active public promotion of biodiversity conservation.